Okay, hey, Nora Jones. It's so cool to actually be chatting with you. You know, this is the Nora Jones. This isn't the singer. This is the software analyst, the one that has helped put together this whole idea around chaos engineering and Chaos Monkey and stuff that we've been talking about a bunch in HOP. So, can you just talk a minute about what inspired you guys to do this workshop and who all's been here and what this thing looked like?
Yeah, so I'm currently in a master's program at Lund University based out of Sweden. It's a remote program geared towards full-time employees all across industries. So I think 5 software engineers have gone through the program since its inception. So it's very new in software. And as I've spent time in the program, I realized, wow, software engineering would really benefit from learning some of this. And so instead of meeting in Sweden for our next lab, I suggested that we meet in San Francisco, invite software engineers and allow some of the members of my class to see things from a software engineering point of view and the things that we cope with and how we're trying to bring in some human factors and system safety mentality, new view, human organizational performance type thinking. It's been really interesting. We had like 17 different industries here. We had people outside of our class. We had people like Bob and Andrea speaking. We had David Woods, Richard Cook, John Allspaw, and Laura McGuire all speaking as well. We've had our professors come. I've got to invite my current and my former colleagues. And so it's been a great event with folks from all over the world coming to Silicon Valley to see how we think about this.
And it was interesting for me today because several people said it's cool because you guys have spent a couple days on a lot of the theory. Yeah. Today was a little more about sort of practically how do you do it. And you got one more day tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow's thesis day.
Thesis day. So, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. Sounds painful. Bring some Advil on that one, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so it's cool that you're bringing together both practitioners and academia and really kind of building a bridge. To help us all get better at this, because we learned stuff. Andrea and I learned stuff today, right? As we were doing this, Todd is always talking about how we can, we should be learning from each other, right?
Right.
So Todd's going to learn too, right? Nice. We're all going to learn as we do this stuff. So thanks for inviting us to be a part of this. What's your next steps? Where are you headed next in your thinking?
Yeah, so I just started at a new organization 3 months ago, and I was hired to bring some human factors thinking and practicality, and also chaos engineering thinking and practicality. So some of what I'm doing right now is trying to look at what happens after an incident takes place and extracting themes out of that and developing this feedback cycle to where we can take those themes and figure out where we should experiment on when we're doing chaos engineering type experiments. Because if you think about it, the space that we can experiment on in chaos engineering is infinite.
Right.
And it's like, just because we're finding vulnerabilities, you can look anywhere and find a vulnerability, but should you fix it? And so thinking about some of the themes that we see from incidents and being able to dig a little bit deeper with them will actually help us figure out what to do with chaos engineering, what vulnerabilities are worth fixing, what spaces to look in, and overall that will help us, I think, form a more resilient organization. And so that's what's next for me personally, and also trying to work on my thesis.
Yeah, don't forget that, because that's going to be important, right? So I think it's fantastic. I think it's exciting that the manufacturing world is learning from the software world, and the software world is hanging out with manufacturing folks. And medical people were here, aviation people were here. It was quite a
maritime.
Yes, it was a pretty cool cross section of industries and some professors. I think there was 1 or 2 professors here.
Yep.
And so how cool that you took your master's program and said, hey, this is a chance to just build more collaboration around this space, right?
I think we can all learn from each other, and software engineering especially is such a young industry that I think we're reinventing the wheel a lot of the time.
Right.
And we don't need to do that. There are some things that have been proven out in other industries and that we can take and learn from. And there's also things that other industries can learn from us. So I think, getting in rooms together like this with all people focused on safety or risk or reliability is really important, because at the end of the day, we're all dealing with a lot of the same
Right.
nuances and things every single day that we're trying to implement in our organization, and it's really helpful to learn from other
Cool.
people. I mean, that's been my favorite part of this is the cross-industry aspect.
Nice. And in closing, I did want to say this. I find it really, I will say cute. But when you guys were talking in here, you folks were talking about in the software world, like someone's been here for a long time, 5 years, right? In your world, that's a long time.
That is a long time.
Yes, in the manufacturing world, it's 35 years, right? So, but you all change so much, it's so dynamic. Software is so dynamic. But I think that thinking helps us in the more sort of older school type industries and stuff, to realize that we need to be flexible and quick to think differently, and let our questions come up, and let's talk about this stuff, and not just be stuck in our old ways of doing stuff. So
yeah, absolutely.
So as a 5-year veteran, that's just great, right? All right, so good. Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting us.
Yep.
And I look forward to hearing how things go as you guys move forward, and look forward to your new book. I talked to Casey about this too. We'll definitely put links to it and whatever, let people know it's out there when it's done.
Sure.
Thanks.